Welcome to this new lesson in our German grammar series. Today you will learn how to build clear and correct German sentences using simple rules. We will go step by step through key structures like subject, verb, object order, how to ask questions, use time words, and more. If you have not seen the earlier lessons, then I've added the video links in the description. Check it and watch it. Now let us begin. Part 1. Subject, verb, object. The basic sentence pattern. Let's begin with one of the most important rules in German sentence structure, the subject, verb, object order. This simply means that a basic sentence in German usually starts with the person doing the action, then the action itself, and then the thing or person the action is done to, and at last, the additional things to complete the sentence. Let's look at this example.
Ich sehe den Hund.
That means, I see the dog. Let's break this down. The word
Ich
means I. It tells us who is doing the action, so it is the subject. Next,
sehe
means see. This tells us what the subject is doing, so it is the verb. In German, the verb almost always comes in the second position in a normal sentence. That is a very important rule. Now,
den Hund.
means the dog. This is the thing that is being seen, so it is the object. So the full sentence,
Ich sehe den Hund.
it means I see the dog. So always follows this clear order: subject, verb, object. Let's look at a few more examples to help make this pattern clear. First example is,
Du isst einen Apfel.
this means, you eat an apple. In this sentence,
Du
means you, and that is the subject. And then,
isst
means eat, so this is the verb.
einen Apfel.
Means an apple, that is the object. Second example,
Wir lesen das Buch.
this means, we read the book.
Wir
Means we, and it is the subject.
lesen
Means read, so this is verb.
das Buch.
Means the book, is the object. Just remember, the verb must always come second in a standard German sentence. This rule is very important and will help you speak German more clearly and correctly. Now let's move on to asking questions with question words. Now part 2. It is questions with question words like W-Fragen. In German, questions that start with words like who, what, or where are called W questions. There is a special sentence structure you must follow. In English, the word order usually stays the same as a statement, but in German, the order changes. For example, here is the pattern you must remember for W questions. First comes the question word. This is the word asking for specific information like where, when, what, or why. Second comes the verb. The verb tells us the action or what is happening. Third comes the subject. The subject is who or what is doing the action. After these three parts, any other information or words complete the sentence. For example,
Wo wohnst du?
this means, where do you live? In this sentence,
Wo
is the question word meaning where.
wohnst
Is the verb meaning live.
du?
Is the subject meaning you. Notice how the verb comes directly after the question word, and the subject comes after the verb. This is different from a normal statement where the subject usually comes first. If the sentence were a statement, it would be,
Du wohnst in Berlin.
you live in Berlin. But when it becomes a question with a question word, the order changes to,
Wo wohnst du?
This structure is the same for almost all W questions in German. Let's see some examples of it.
Wo
Means where. We use it when we want to ask about a place or location. For example,
Wo wohnst du?
Means where do you live? You ask this question to find out the place someone leaves.
Wann?
Means when. Use it to ask about time or dates. For example,
Wann beginnt der Unterricht?
means when does the class start? This question is used to ask when something happens.
Was?
Means what? You can use it when you want to ask about things, actions, or information. For example,
Was machst du?
means what are you doing? This question is used to find out details about an action.
Warum?
Means why. You can use it to ask for reasons or explanations. For example,
Warum lernst du Deutsch?
means why are you learning German? This question wants to know the reason for doing something. Always remember, W questions start with a question word, followed by the verb, then the subject. If you want to master all types of W questions and learn more examples, I have made a dedicated video just for that. You will find the video link in the description box. Now let's back to the video. Part 3, yes or no questions. In German, when you want to ask a question that can be answered with yes or no, the sentence structure changes compared to a normal statement. Look at this sentence.
Du hast ein Auto.
This means you have a car. If you want to turn this into a yes or no question, you start the sentence with the verb. So instead of starting with subject, du, you begin with verb hast. Then the question becomes,
Hast du ein Auto?
this means, do you have a car? Notice the order now. The verb hast is first, then the subject du, followed by the rest of the sentence. Let's see 2 more examples.
Lernst du Deutsch?
Means are you learning German?
Magst du Pizza?
Means do you like pizza? In every yes or no question, the verb comes first, the subject follows, and then the rest of the sentence. Remember this structure because it helps you ask simple yes or no questions clearly in German. Now let's learn part 4, time phrases and word order inversion. In German, you can start a sentence with a time phrase like today, tomorrow, yesterday, or in the morning or evening to emphasize when something happens. For example, this sentence means,
Ich gehe heute zur Schule.
that means I am going to school today. If you want to put the time phrase, today, at the beginning of the sentence, you must change the word order. This is called inversion. For example, the sentence changes to,
Heute gehe ich zur Schule.
that means today, I am going to school.
Heute.
Comes first, then the verb,
Gehe.
followed by the subject, ich. Here are 2 more examples where the sentence starts with a time phrase.
Morgen fahre ich nach Hamburg.
Means tomorrow I am traveling to Hamburg.
Am Abend sehe ich fern.
Means in the evening, I watch TV. In both sentences, the verb stays in the second position, right after the time phrase, and the subject follows the verb. This rule helps keep sentences clear and natural in German when you want to emphasize the time. Part 5, Practice Time, Build German Sentences. Now it's your turn to practice building simple German sentences. I'll say an English sentence, and you need to try to say it in German before I give the answer. You can also pause the video and think. Let's begin. First sentence. I eat an apple. The correct German sentence is,
Ich esse einen Apfel.
second sentence. Today I am learning German. The German version is,
Heute lerne ich Deutsch.
now let's practice the questions. What are you doing? In German we say,
Was machst du?
next one. Where do you live? The correct question in German is,
Wo wohnst du?
and another, when does the class begin? You say in German,
Wann beginnt der Unterricht?
you can pause and repeat these as much as you need. Keep practicing, that's how you'll build confidence and fluency step by step. Well done and great job. Now you know how to build simple and correct German sentences. We covered basic word order, how to ask questions using what, where, and when, and how to practice with easy examples. If you want to master all types of W questions, I've made a dedicated video just for that. So make sure to check it out, the link is below. Until then, keep practicing, stay confident, and see you in the next video.
Tschüss.